The book I've chosen to read is called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This book is part of the literary movement sci-fi, and throughout this presentation I will be analyzing the book using the literary criticism of social criticism, with an overall developed theme of social control through scientific devices and technology. This presentation will include the following topics: a summary, the relationship of social criticism, literary and rhetorical devices used and their meaning, the overall theme of control through the use of scientific technology, reasons why Huxley would agree with this theme, the interpretations of the meaning of the novel, and questions that may arise from the audience. These pictures allow for a visual description of what exactly Brave New World was about. Mass production of identical people that really didn't have a face as they were all of the same. While all of this occurred in a very modern and high-tech society. I want you to think about what you think of the future. It will most likely contain a very modernized and high-tech society. In this society, there will be new methods of transportation, drugs, and social trends. Now, this is exactly where this book takes place. Roughly in the 2100s, there are some day-to-day enhancements, such as the leader's method being communicated through TVs and speakers, a revolutionary drink called Soma that allows people to escape reality. Life involves a high consumption of materials for everyone. Sex is a frequent topic discussed throughout, and there's a lot of brainwashing starting at the beginning of birth and even before a child is born. Social criticism involves a topic of social functions that occur in the text. As for the social movements that occurred in Brave New World, it is purely Marxism. Marxism is a topic that involves labor practices, class theories, economics, and struggles of the poor and oppressed. When writing this novel, I believe the author's intentions were to prove how the current scientific development state our world has been living in for hundreds of years will one day lead to the possibility of our world turning into a world like in Brave New World, where the government will have the ability to ensure everyone is happy, like using Soma, for example, to escape the harsh realities that may exist. It is believed that an epiphany is used to allow for room for question from the reader. When the leader admits there may be flaws in science. Some questions may include: was everyone caught up in technological development? Was everyone caught up in past centuries that they lost their touch with natural places, that they lost their touch with natural places? Or is it that scientific development is the meaning of life? That scientific development, meaning of life. It is believed that imagery was used to describe just how ruthless the conditioning process is, and that the agency craves control this much that they make people go to such extents when conditioning the young in order for them to only be controlled by the agency later on. The purpose of dramatic irony in this book was to allow for the reader to feel sympathetic for the relationship between Lena and the savage. Since she's in love with him but does not know if the savage loves her, but the audience does know that also this shows that Lena may also this shows that Lena social norms of having many relationships, the social norms of having many relationships. The effect of utopia is used to try and persuade the reader into believing that this new modernized civilization is much better than the reader into believing that this new modernized loving description of the civilization is much better than because even though she has lived a miserable life, loving description of the new world, it may persuade the reader because even though she has lived a miserable life, she can still find a way discovered from this presentation in the book. She can still find a way ability to control people by using developed scientific technology to ensure overall happiness from the people in the civilization. For example, this pure happiness can be attained by the government giving Soma to cover up harsh realities. With this overall happiness, total control can be used. Happiness in everyone, maintain a stable economy, and a comfortable social life. Based on the first quote, it is talking about the Soma and how it is used by the agency to cover up the ugly parts of reality. This clearly relates to the theme of controlling the people, as with the Soma they will never feel like there is something wrong. Lastly, this quote shows that the process of using these scientific facts and technology will allow for no one to question any reasoning of the society. The use of science allows for them to control this because people are held helpless against ever getting to question anything, as they are always under pressure from the agency and just overall brainwashing. The first quote is highly relative to the novel, as the people in the book are exact examples of people believing what is given to them without any evidence. In this case, in the book, they believe that the way they're living is the right way to be living, and they don't have any evidence of that. With such a strong correlation between these two examples, it is likely that Huxley would agree with this theme. Secondly, this quote shows the ignorance of history that is shown by the people in this novel, as when the Savage and Mr. Mond are discussing Shakespeare, and that is not allowed in this society because people would not be able to understand it. In the Shakespeare plays, there is a lot of relatable scenarios that can be helpful in life, such as violence always leads to more violence. Lastly, this quote shows there may be a reason for the government in the book to make everyone look the same, since beauty is intoxicating. Huxley would agree with the theme of scientific technology being able to control people easily, because since if beauty was intoxicating, that means people wouldn't be able to be happy or focus on providing the best for society. The different interpretations from a different time period, someone from a drastically different time period would be drastically different. 1932, a lot of the conventions that were discussed in the book, a lot of the conventions that were discussed in the book would seem a lot more far-fetched, and this making the book seem to contain a lot more fiction. But as for someone in the 21st century, reading this book with these conventions would seem a lot more realistic and believable because of the world today that we're living in is obsessed with technological advancements. Some questions that may be asked by the audience of reading this book. There may be some questions arising from the targeted audience, some questions that arose in my mind were, is it possible that we may be living in the same sort of world as in Brave New World? After all, it could be that pure happiness is trying to be given to the people by making life easier for everyone, by introducing new smartphones and whatnot, as well as allowing for people to be happy in different worlds by using video games to appeal to their interests. Is the government trying to control people just as the government in the book was, by using biased news stations, advertisements, and social media, or any other sources? Do you think life would, or another question is, do you think life in Brave New World or in the current society that we are living in today would be better? Thank you for watching.